Hey there team, and welcome to a very mountainous 3v5. We will be relying on the natural landscape for our defensive siege here. We have the Dwarves of Khazad though, who themselves are defensive emplacements, you could definitely argue, played by Thanatos. So he's got his Iron Watch of Miramir out front. Oh, of course, they will all be moving. There will probably be a grace period here. Orc Hunters of Khazad there, Reclaimers, Guards of Khazad, some Sons of the Fallen, Axegard there, some Sentries, some First Legion Pikes, more Sons of the Fallen, Axegard, and Mithril Guard. Interesting little formation here. I know we are moving, I'm sure. Hammers are going to bad, hammers are going to bad. 3rd Legion Infantry, triple 3rd Legion Infantry, nice and armoured, I'm pretty sure. And then a catapult as well. Yeah, you can see he has scrunched up here, ready to push up this passageway. I actually don't know this map. Yeah, we'll see. Then we've got Stalin Stepbro again. He's joined the Guardians of Chaos. He's either already been in it and I've just missed it, or he's joined it recently. Either way, he's got his Eldarin archers, Nuretino warriors, triple Nuretino warriors, all armor upgraded. Gwythi Arthedain, Gwythi Arthedain again armored, Gwythi Rockdoor. Again, I shouldn't tell the difference between those two if they're armored or not. I couldn't quite say though. Eldarin with spears, sword masters, and a lot of guardians. Holy smokes, we've got with Khazad and Imladris side by side, we've got a lot of very powerful infantry here. Double sentries and swords of Rivendell. So really foregoing, I mean, I guess we've got, no, we don't. I was going to say we don't have any archers or many archers from Imladris, but I don't know how he's afforded such a powerful force. I suppose he just doesn't have as many units, but like everything there is beefy. Then lastly, Nowaki, another elf. Oh, Nowaki, I'm just gonna grab you like this actually, because this is nice. We've got the Kindred of Celeborn, then Watchers of Golden Wood, Lornan archers there, all the way along the line. Kirin Amroth Rangers. There's only going to be one unit of Rangers. Interesting. Woodland Protectors, Sword Masters there, Lornan Spears, and Warriors and Axemen. So, yeah, again, a pretty solid Lothlorien midline, which for most factions, Lothlorien's midline is equal to most factions' high tier line. So, we're not going to have any, like, incredibly high numbers from any of the defending factions. I worry, and we're really relying on Lothlorien's archers. I guess there's the Orc Hunters, and there are the Nuretino warriors too. So, you know, that the attackers can't really just shoot them down without taking damage themselves. We'll have to see. I'm nervous, but interested so far. With the exceptional skill, as I say, of Imladris and Khazad side by side, it can be, like, if the defenders get this into a situation where it is just a grind for the attackers. I'm going to stay on 1 speed, because I think that we will just be moving. There's, apart from the Gwythi Rockdoor, that's the only cavalry unit. Bloodbath McGrath is taking Isengard today, so at least we're going to have some, you know, power from the Isengard Uruk Hai. Pikes there, and more pikes. Uruk Hai infantry, nice and spread out, probably expecting a bit of catapult fire right off the bat, fair enough. Whoa, okay, double Trolls of the White Hand there from Bloodbath. I like that. Uruk Hai Raiders, Uruk Hai Archers, Guards of Orthanc, Nazhai, and then more and more infantry. Okay, I like that. Unfortunately, goddamn rain again. I complain about that in a lot of battles. So just call me Vojtek. So we'll just call him Vojtek, as he says. And he's got Numenor today. Belagar Pikes, Royal Legion of Armenelos. He does have some cavalry. What we've got, the Numenorian Vanguard. They'll be able to hold the Gwythi Rockdoor in place for a while, but even those powerful men of Numenor will get eradicated by some of the best knights we've really got. Numenorian cohort there, triple Numenor. Oh, sorry, Numenorian cohort and Numenorian Shield Guard. Then Seafarers there, Steel Bows, Shadow Bows, Belagar Archers, and Numenorian Steel Bows with some Royal Guard too. I feel like we're, you know, jumping over factions here. Maybe some people hiding, perhaps? But yeah, anyway. Next guy is another Isengard, played by Nabest. So we've got the Nazhai, lots and lots of Snaga Skirmishers, very nice up against both Imladris and the Dwarves. Uruk Hai infantry and Bane Guard. Dunlending clansmen, armor upgraded? No, nice and unarmored. Some war skirms, okay, cool. Of course, they will get just minced. And then we've got the Steelbow Ranger playing as Dale today. So the Northmen of Dale being forced to fight up against the Dwarves and Elves for whatever reason. Barding Herd there. Yeah, solid. Good AP and the like. Some Dalian Paladins there. Spearmen, bowmen, and more javs from him today. I like that the attackers have a lot of armor on display. With Isengard and with Numenor and even Dale, throughout a lot of their roster, they do know how to pack on a bit of armor. So I'm a bit worried because there's there are no crossbows. And actually, Arthedain, played by Jack Attacks. We didn't see them. So again, some Northmen, or it's perhaps just humans throwing their lot in with the Uruk Hai. The half-orcs of the Uruk Hai probably forming some diplomatic bond there to get the humans on their side up against the Elves and Dwarves. Either way, some pikes there. Displayed Forest Aaron Knights. Peacekeepers, yes. I just love Peacekeepers. They're really nice. And Arthedain Marksmen down there with some more Peacekeepers. Seeing a few units popping out in and out. No, that's just Numenor moving through this little valley. Alright, so how are they going to be defending this? Looks like Thanatos is just moving up the hill there. I don't know if we've really got a Grace or if we're just relying on that distance to keep us safe right now. But really, they've got one entrance there. Oh, this passageway. Goodness me, this would be a lot of walking. But, I mean, if the attackers are willing to do it... You know, with a 35,000 frame battle, it's by no means a short battle. But I think we're probably going to be getting some action pretty soon, or at least when the action kicks off, it's going to be quite intense. But again, so Arthedain, we didn't see a massive amount of armor upgrades for them, but it's another armored faction. And I just worry that the defenders don't really have much in the way of ranged AP. You know, we've got, of course, the Iron Watch of Miramir, who, you know, they don't really have to rely on AP. You know, they are just absolute mortar shells going off, which is great. But, you know, no halberds. No, apart from Khazad, you know, and I guess maybe some Lothlorien warriors, or Lorenan warriors, there's not a huge amount of melee AP. I just worry that the attackers right now, they might have enough resilience to just outlast the defenders. But if they go for that strategy, as I say, if the defenders can turn this into just a melee grind slogfest, perhaps even if they don't have the AP to get through the attacker's armor, they're still just so much better than them. We've got this little situation here with some Numenor warriors struggling to find their way up, so hopefully Stalin Stepbro will work that out and come on around soon enough. I'm sure he will get that sorted out. You could position your archers here, in all honesty, and you could get some decent hits down this little valley, but in order to do that, Stalin Stepbro would have to... Ooh. Is that climbable? It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? I think you can get up that. But he's not trying to anyway. Even if he could get up, he's not going for it. Yeah, I'd be surprised if he can't get up that. It seems like somewhere you could. Vostek is coming on around. I'm going to be pronouncing that in different ways throughout the battle. Just so we're aware. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that the attackers haven't delved too deep into cavalry, but at the same time, I think like I would have preferred to see one unit of like solid melee cavalry, or like, you know, so like say the Champions of the White Hand, just a unit of Champions of the White Hand, or the special melee cavalry from Numenor. I'm afraid I can't remember the name of that. Then it's like the faithful, the Anuminous faithful or something. Not Anuminous faithful, sorry. No, definitely not. Alcaronda's faithful or something. Alcaronda's... No. Anyway, either way, doesn't matter. I would have wanted something like that that can actually rinse the Gwathi rock door. I had a lot of ice cream before this battle started, I'm afraid, which has definitely perked me up, but I think my stomach is just like, oh. I don't eat ice cream very often, so like when I do, I pig out a bit too much, I think, and I'm paying for it. I think we're going to be at this for a little while, but I'm reluctant to do any sort of skipping because of sort of how close we are. Oh, you see, what's nearby? Pikemen there. The Vanguard are not too far off. But, oh, if you could come down screaming here with the Gwathi Rock Door and just BAM! One good hit into the Numenorian cohort would be really upsetting. And he's actually pulling them back now. Behind the pikes. Yeah, there's no need to have them blocking that way right now. You don't gain anything from that, and you're just putting yourself at risk. So, you're better off not doing so. Ooh, Vanguard. Yeah, I mean, I know the Vanguard would come in there, but if I was Stalin's step bro, I'd be kind of tempted to just rattle through them. You'll lose some hit points from the rock door. You'll probably lose a knight or two, but it's not the end of the world. Bloodbath's a double troll strat though. We'll see. We will see. I'm excited for it. I think when there's two Isengards, I would have maybe just held off. If I was the only Isengard, or like the only person that was gonna bring trolls, I could definitely see taking two of them as a damn good choice. And Nabist has not taken any. He's decided to forgo his trolls of the White Hand, which is solid. Does he have berserkers? No, I don't think he does. Oh, that's upsetting. We don't have any berserkers today. I really like the berserkers. I think they're such a cool little unit, and I'm quite glad that there was a time where we could actually give berserkers an armor upgrade. Now, they of course would only end up, instead of having like 0 armor, they would have like 2, but it would make them look like Nazhai, and it just kind of it was a little bit off-putting for a unit like the berserkers. I much prefer them the way they are right now. Oh goodness me, Stalin's managed to get these guys right up against the edge there. But yeah, I'd want to get an arch unit on the Nuretino warriors set up there right now, rather than the Swords of Rivendell. So yeah, it is looking like this point, along with perhaps here too, but Bloodbath is not really. Yes. Oh no, this is Jack Attack that's generally coming around here, with some support from Bloodbath. Okay, we've got an Isengard and a Dale on the eastern side, and an Arthedain, Numenor, and Isengard on the west side. Oh, okay. It's just the question of, no, they can't get up here now, because yeah, they've already passed that. It would be such a long journey, so maybe they're just like, no, it's not worth it. Thanatos has actually moved his troops all the way along here. I'm surprised these guys are still fresh. Goodness me, this would be, if you were willing to take the time to do this, you could turn this into like an 8 choke point siege battle. There's a lot of ways in here, and if you were a more cavalry heavy force, I mean, imagine taking Khand to somewhere like this, where you've got a bunch of horse archers, you've got a bunch of like cheap cavalry that you can just be running in here, there, and everywhere. The glory seekers just screaming in from the back. Dude, I just love the glory seekers. I want to see them do something good. And 3rd Legion infantry out here. Oh man, like we had a unit of, even those Numenorian Vanguard, they could get a good charge off on them there. There's no spears. The Orc Hunters would shoot them, but sure, I'd take that for a cheeky little charge right into those poor 3rd Legion's face. I think we did get some action. We definitely did get some action. Up against the Vanguard, we did actually lose some Rock Door, and we'll go into 1 times speed here, but yeah, you can see they did eradicate a few guys, but there was a bit of support. The clansmen are rushing on forward alongside some raiders. I like that combo. But they're going to be right in the face of the Sons of the Fallen, who will spread out. You see, the issue is you've got one Son of the Fallen fighting up against like 4 clansmen at a time there because of this spread nature. That does look quite nice though, doesn't it? We'll grab some of that and see if any of that looks great later. Raiders coming in there. Sons of the Fallen do not suffer a spear malice, though. They're one of the only sort of spear units that is just so good that they don't suffer it. So they won't be struggling in the same way as many others are. Oh, of course, yeah, no, I was saying that the defenders lacked crossbows, but no, the attackers most certainly have quite a few in the form of the Uruk Hai crossbows. Guards of Orthanc actually leading the way. And this is definitely not what Thanatos wants. Oh, even shooting the 3rd Legion from the front with crossbows will yield quite effective damage. Quite efficient use, I'd say. You'd want something like the sentries, the unshielded sentries, of course. But you'd be happy enough with just the 3rd Legion. And I'm surprised he pulled back. Of course, there could have been some sort of agreement, but I would have definitely taken that hit. Just fired off. I mean, spread out in the way they are, I can understand why, but I would have given them a volley into to see. This clash here, the Swords of Rivendell coming on forward now, which mixed in amongst the Sons of the Fallen, they will eradicate this force very nicely. But the Swords of Rivendell are not going to like getting shot, even by a unit like the Belegar Archers. Saying that though, the Belegar Archers are probably going to rack up. Oh, they're doing okay. I was going to say they'll rack up a fair bit of friendly fire, but they're landing their shots quite nicely. The issue, of course, if they do get friendly fire, as I always say, you're shooting your own troops in the back, you're shooting the enemy in the front. So if the enemy have a shield, they're still getting that shield value. Your boys getting shot in the back by your own ammunition are not getting their shield value to protect them from your fire. So it's really something to be careful of. But because the defenders have the high ground here, we do have a decent little shot at them. I often think, like, you know, I used to be very much like high ground is king, but when you're fighting up against players in 3rd Age Reforged, you've got to be wary of having the high ground. There's a lot of disadvantages that come with that. I got scared for a second. I didn't see where the rock door were. So yeah, they have... Oh god, a few of them are bloodied. That must have been a bit messy, poor boys. Oh well, they got out, and they're still doing all right. But yeah, they will have been hurt from that, obviously. Clansmen moving up from Nabis there. Nice little unit to just have out front. Definitely very, very cheap. I think 250 florins. Just to grab a unit. Very, yeah. They're just something that... Isengard is just a very powerful faction all around, I think. I always suggest, like, when it comes to new players, I think if you want to, you know, if you want to do all right, and use a somewhat easier faction, Isengard and Erebor are for sure 2 great starting factions. They have a lot of potential to be amazing with them, but also they are just sorry about that. But also they just have a lot of tools that are quite kind to you. It's difficult to really mess up with Isengard, and it's very difficult to mess up with Erebor as well. If you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose slowly, is the way I always say it. Arthedain marksman here, opening up, and actually they've got an engagement there. How's this arrow fire coming in? Going alright. We're shooting sort of straight up and over into the back lines. Great. Ah, damn. Their shields are coming into play, unfortunately, for the attackers. But this is... this would be good, but it's the damn Sons of the Fallen. Fully armor upgraded Arthedain men-at-arms. Very expensive to do this, but damn, do they look good. I really, really like the armor upgraded Arthedain men-at-arms. Whenever I do it, though, I always feel like, why am I playing as Gondor? I could do this at half the price, and, you know, I'd get quite a similar unit. But, yeah, they don't look quite as good. The Gondorians, I feel. So there, you can see that's balanced for a minute. I think this is going to go not too bad for them, unless the defenders can do something. They can't get a unit. I mean, they can't really do anything there. Maybe you can move them a little bit further forward. Over here as well. There's nowhere... you could maybe line them up right... You could maybe line up a unit on them. No, that's silly. Again, more and more ammunition coming into these Swords of Rivendell, but I would be so in favour of those volleys if we weren't hitting those shields. 3rd Legion Infantry actually being engaged by the... Oh, broken Warg Skirmishers. They should come back, though. Yeah, as long as they don't screw up. which they almost did, but no, they're going to get away. They should return. Looks like they did sort of try to barrel their way through, either by a little absent-minded mistake or some purpose, but no, they pulled back now. Some arrow fire, the Dalian bowmen. It's, you know, this is kind of the same problem that I keep saying the defenders are going to be having here. They really lack the armor piercing to get through any of their opponents today. Orc Hunters, a bit lighter armor than everything else in the Khazad roster though, so it's certainly not a bad target, and also very useful in melee after. They're damn good in melee, those Khazad Orc Hunters, or Orcs Hunters of Khazad. Uruk Hai infantry clashing in now. Oh, it looks like the Sons of the Fallen are actually pulling back from by Thanatos, and that's going to leave the Numenor warriors out of ammunition now, okay, and the Swords of Rivendell to hold the line. I'm surprised at how well those elves are doing. I guess it's only one unit. Once these pikes get set up, though, that is going to change. Yeah, I'd probably maybe get out a shield wall when you're moving like that. Just, you know, your guys are shuffling, doof. And I'd probably be wanting to just run away because you're going to be exposing yourself to fire. This is where if Bloodbath had some crossbows, bam, you get one good volley into the backs of those Sons of the Fallen, and Thanatos would be crying. I'd be crying too, in all honesty, if it was me. Peacekeepers. I mean, if we're having trouble going toe to toe with the men at arms, now Peacekeepers coming on in, that's going to change the game. It's of course a terribly sad thing when the Swords of Rivendell had to go toe to toe with Dunedain Peacekeepers, but you know, they'll be a good match for one another. But the Sons of the Fallen are they're showing no signs of going away just yet. These Arthedain pikes are maybe being used a little bit too early. I always talk about this, the issue with using pikes on very steep terrain, and I think that's kind of what these pikes are suffering from now. They're not actually able to use their power to its full effect. I'd hold off until... I don't know. I mean, yeah, you'd want to have a flatter area to use them if you could. These 3rd Legion, of course, so Thanatos is going to be focusing on both sides of the battle. It's very easy to lose track of things, but these guys definitely need some support if this line is going to be held. But it looks like we knew we were going to be falling back from it. But with these Reavers running on through, actually looks like the Reavers want to get toe-to-toe with the Lorenan Spears. Good charge, holy smokes, that was brutal. But the high defensive skill from the Lorenan Spears should settle that, and I think that they'll be a good counter to these Uruk Hai Reavers once the damage from that initial charge wears off. They should be a-okay. It's taking a little minute though. It's taking a lot longer than I expected to, but they should be all right there. Yeah, victory is certain now. Orc Hunters holding fire. I mean, Baneguard? They have a little... Actually, do they... I don't want to say whether they've got a shield value or not. I don't know. I'd be wanting to open up on them, but with these guys charging in, they're a perfect target. So lightly armored, and as we can see, very high damage. So you want to just shoot them down rather than sort of face up against them in melee. Peacekeepers there, just trudging their way on through. Jack Attack is hurling himself in there at a tremendous rate though. And I think he's probably going to be, if this keeps going the way it's going, I think Jack Attack's going to be the first attacker to run through his reserves and be well done. Numenor and cohort there arriving again. Some very powerful human men-at-arms. The predecessors of the Dunedain Peacekeepers, you could say. Clashing in there. Very nice counter to a lot of this elven infantry. But the Sons of the Fallen are just something, we need AP to get through that. I mean, maybe the Shield Bearers could come forward alongside that. Shield Guard even, not the Shield Bearers. They could come on forward. Just, they're nice, sharp, really sharp, armor-piercing spears. Just jab, jab, jab could be really useful. I like that Thanatos just has a lot of his special tools right in the middle. They can run off to either side quite quickly. And, yeah, and again in sort of this little valley there too. A few of the 3rd Legion still in... Oh no, the 3rd Legion are gone. It's the Lorenan Spears that are holding the line. But sentries of Khazad are coming on forward, but this better not be crossbow fire. It's Dalian Bowman fire. We're seeing these sneaky little Snaga, though. Yep, they've arrived, and Thanatos can't really, like, they've popped up. They've obviously been waiting there nicely. They've caught me by surprise. So there's not much that Thanatos can really do at this point. They're going to be unloading their jabs on a perfect target, and I really worry about this flank, where the Isengard forces and the Dalians are attacking together. I suppose here you do have the Numenorians working side by side with the Uruk Hai, but yeah. Oh, bloodbath! You're letting your archers get caught. Now, of course, this is a very sort of cheap unit of archers. They're really not so great, but you want them to use up all of their ammo. Even if they're only picking off little bits of damage here and there, you want them to use that before they're in melee. Where's this going? Oh god, I think it's coming down to the Sons of the Fallen. I just don't know if we're getting them properly countered. Now, with Arthedain, their main issue is the fact that they have very little armor piercing. So, you know, going up against something like the Dwarves of Khazad is such a tough matchup for them. When they can't rely on their cavalry. If they can rely on their cavalry, you can lance the poor little dwarves down. That can be how you do it, but in this sort of situation, that's just not an option. Catapult is in position, though. Or it's close to being in position. I don't know if we're going to get a big clump here, though. 3rd Legion Infantry. This is such a messy fight. It's really cool to see just the differences between, like, over on the western side. Yes, western side. Sorry about that. We have such a tightly packed fight. Over here, it really is more spread. Because it is a much wider. Well, I guess it's not drastically wide, but it's a lot wider. Those poor sentries down to 33. Yeah, those Snaga, they're still throwing off their jabs. They can be very pleased with themselves. On a siege attack, it's very rare that a unit of Snaga skirmishers don't pay for themselves. They're 350 florins. Like, holy smokes, they're just a guaranteed buy for me. Great stuff. So these shield guard now, I mean, with the amount of damage that the Sons of the Fallen have taken there, they're tired, up against nice fresh shield guard. This is perfect. We've been needing this for a little bit, maybe, but they're here now, and they're going to stab down a few of these spearmen pretty well. We could maybe use a little bit of support, though. They are there by themselves. Belagar pikes will do that, though. And I mean, hey, it is a pretty flat area, so I like that. I think that's solid. Arthedain. Okay, yeah. I think Arthedain is just about done, but we've got Bloodbath flooding on forward now. Arthedain marksmen. Troll Slayers here. We want to use these jabs. Yeah. No, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, get these guys used up. They can take out their big old axes and get slammed on in. Now, in all honesty, what you could do here is maybe get a unit there and just run around the side, just force yourself through. You could get around their backs. Now, the moment you get around their backs and you start stabbing them in the back, you're going to get shot by those Lothlorien archers on the hill. But maybe that's worth it, just to get this position broken through. And there's nothing. I guess the Woodland Protectors can come on in. Iron Watch now. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be really tempted to just push myself through the flank there and get stuck on in. Lorna and Axemen again side by side with the powerful and protective dwarves. I really like that mixture. 1 second. Beer to calm my stomach after all that ice cream. I love this sort of combo of the Lorna Axemen with the 3rd Legion Infantry. It really is sort of a worlds collide situation. Some of the most heavily armoured infantry fighting side by some of the most skilled. Oh my god. I was looking at the front line and I was thinking, no, he's not going to get too great an opportunity here. But the boys have really been silly by allowing themselves to group up like that. I understand how convenient it is. Oh, dearie me. And I did see it coming. So, oh, frick, ouch. They're running off now. And they're spreading. But no, they got a bit too bold there. They had a few too many troops clumped up together like that, and they paid for it. But they really paid for it in positions like there. Oh, goodness me. I mean, they were killed doing river patrol, but okay, we've got another one coming in. It's a long shot. Ah, damn. Oh, no. They thought they were safe back here. Ooh. That was hell unlucky. Unlucky. Really, really. All of Thanatos' battles he's sent me, there's been a lot of really inaccurate catapult fire. But I think the first volley kind of makes up for anything. We'll see what we get. Paladins. One hit into the Paladins. Ouch. Hell. Not good, not good. But yeah, okay. Either way, I think the defenders needed a win on that side. They were really sort of struggling a bit, so that should provide them with a good bit of damage. This was going quite well for the attackers over here, but with the arriving Imladris Guardians, it seems to have turned against them. Where are those troll hunters that we were liking? Don't know where those troll hunters went. They couldn't be dead. They will not be dead. But they're gone. Hey, armor-piercing fire from the Wardens in the north, too. They can be a bit more free about what they shoot at. Very nice and accurate. And far further reaching than a javelin throw. Sons of Fallen there, battling up against the Belagar Pikes. Again, on a flat area like this, or a relatively flat area, you'll get much better use out of them. Seafarers of Nindamos, they've arrived. Sort of mixing up with... Oh, such a small unit of shadow bows. How are we doing? Okay, good. Yep, I mean, we're hitting them in the face. Not great. But I think we need to do some damage to this line. We need to get those Sons of the Fallen gone. They have been just the most powerful anchor. I think they're probably one of the best anchor units in the damn game. So if you can get them cleansed, then that's really useful. Guards of Orthanc are around there now. And they'll take a long time to die, but they're not going to do much damage up against the heavily armoured foes that they've got. Any more very powerful... Oh, dear me. Now that sort of the... Oh, we're still opening up at this. Miss. It was bad, but it could have been worse. It was bad, but it could have been worse. Dalian Spears, losing Dalian Spears especially... Armor upgraded, and armor upgraded. Yeah, I mean, they're relying on these guys. If nothing else, shield wall push it. You know, a lot of people... I definitely think that, you know, myself included, but a lot of us can sometimes forget that so many units can do a shield wall push. You know, we look at units like the Blackguard of Barad-dûr, and the Balakis Shield Bearers, and so on, and we think, yes, no, they're pushing units, but most shielded spearmen, I think just about every shielded spearman, can do a shield wall push. And even though they've only got one mass, they can shunt open some lines quite nicely if you use them at the right time. So with all of those spears, they can get something very impressive done. Warg Skirmishers trying to run on through. I love this. Very nicely done, Nabist. Just slipping on through there and starting to get mixed in amongst that catapult crew. That was way too far forward. Nawaki's going to come and save the day. But, to be honest, yeah. No. Had these been Warg Riders, maybe that could have gone differently. But, no, those poor little Warg Skirms just wouldn't have been able to do enough damage to the catapult crew. But still interrupted it for a minute. Definitely would have panicked them a little. Which is always quite fun in a battle. These guys, yeah, good. They've got their jabs out still. Okay, if they can rush around to the side here, but these guys, you don't want to get them shot at. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, more archers coming forward. And lowering an axeman. It looks like Lothlorien is kind of the final, you know, he's going to be the final army, which I think is fair enough. Usually if you do have two very, very heavily armoured allies, it's better to let them expend their forces first and then you to come in, because it's less likely that the attackers have you know, archers to spend on you. But Lothlorien has got the armor. They're not Mirkwood. They don't have as much armor as most factions, but they do have a hell of a lot of armor. Or as I say, more than Mirkwood. Gweithio Maraudin there. Yeah, a lot of elites still from Imladris. As we stab our way through the Seafarers of Nendemos and the Pikes. Do we have anything more to come on in here? This is about to break. It looks like we are coming in with, oh god, the Farsam Swordmasters. That would be very nice. Numenorian Vanguard, no doubt, just trying to look for an opportunity, but nothing's really appearing over here. Oh goodness me, imagine if you did come around the back and the Gweithio Rock Door started hitting you. Start doing some cycle charges against you. That would be really upsetting. The Troll Force. Oh, we've got him. We've got the double trolls. All these trolls of the White Hand rushing on forward now. That looks nice. Just stomping over the poor Dunlending clansmen. Wardens the North coming, running on in behind them. Glad that they're not in front of them. Okay. Sons of the Fallen do okay against the Trolls of the White Hand though, but as busted up those sons are, the Trolls of the White Hand coming flying on in. Generals just died, but those Trolls of the White Hand are locked morale, so they're not going to mind. And they are in now and just bashing through everything. Those Lothlorien archers, good elven skill. You don't want to expose your boys there because that charge could wreck you. It looks like we've got the Kindred opening up. Which usually, yeah, when you do see a bit of a push coming in, you want to just unleash a bit of fire, but not really something that's going to be dealt with in that way. Oh god, watch out for friendly fire. You don't want to end up killing a troll. Oh, the Gweithio Rock Door. Oh, perfect. Oh, ouch. Oh, I'm sorry, Stalin Stepbro. That, I mean, hey, still 14 left, but that hurt. That would have really hurt, for sure. Very, very nice large unit, being a mounted unit, so tough for them to miss. This catapult there, it's really close. Do we know any... Are we going for the cross? Are we going for the catapult? No. I guess he's just deciding... No, he's instead going for the Orc Hunters. I would really be tempted to say come over... Nah, I don't know where you'd go. He's probably already tried, and that's why we do see a few of these casualties, but I would maybe be unloading arrows on the catapult crew and trying to bring them down. But they have used up so much ammo already, so maybe Steelbow Ranger and his buddy Isengard, Nabist, are just going to think, no, he's used up so much. If we try and counter it now, it'll just be a waste of ammo. Which is a fair way to think. Trolls of White Hand still screaming forward. Tough to stop that. Oh, damn it. That was a big unit. Such a big unit of Uruk Hai infantry. And they've broken as they're running through the lines. That's the most painful thing. So they're just going to be, like, grabbed. That's a real shame from Bloodbath. He didn't deserve that. Oh, no. Gweithio Maraudin have managed to get a quick little charge there. But they don't have much room to maneuver in this tight space. Oh, Ironwatch actually blasting in there. Trying to take out some trolls, I suppose. But they're not really accurate enough to do something like that. Crossbows trying to deal with the last of the Sons of the Fallen. These pikes will do a fine job of that, though. Or the Troll Slayers, anybody. Yeah, Wardens, they'll be able to wipe them out. That'll be fine. How are we doing on this way up here? Looks like it really is down to Numenor on this side at this point. Bloodbath has come in much... well, he's put much more of a focus on the other edge at this point. Oh, Sentinels now. Yeah, we've got a lot of power here. This is going to break through unless we get an elite unit. I mean, we're unloading on them with Elder Inway archers, but we're taking fire. Is it Royal Guard? It must be the... Oh, no, it's Seal Bows. Oh my god, perfect. Yeah, because the Elder Inway, all Elder Inway units are amazing melee afterward. So yeah, that's a fantastic use of that ammo, I think. I'll accept, arguments to the contrary, but no, I'm definitely down for that. The Reclaimers would be nice too, in my mind, I think. Ooh. Yeah, up and over fire, even with the Kindred, you're seeing hits come in. The General of Arthedain, I was going to say, he is pretty much surrounded by Uruk Hai there. He actually just got bloodied from that shot. Poor dude. It's it's a bit of a kerfuffled situation, but I'll take a few shots of that, see if anything takes my fancy later. Hammers of Gundabad have arrived now. And yeah, you can see from the minimap there, we really have this strange spread. I was about to say all the trolls are dead, but they're not. It would have been a lucky charge if the Gwathi rock door actually did get that off, but no, I think it's time for them to just get the hell out of here if they can. They're not really, I don't think Stalin's got the micro ability to get them used properly with everything else that's going on right now. So they might be goners though. These trolls have their number, and when trolls get a cavalry unit stopped, even a cavalry unit as good as the Gwathi rock door, it's not going to last for too long. Oh dear. A few troll slayers just getting ripped apart by the Lothlorien axemen. Pikes there sort of getting surrounded. Snaga skirms. Oh god, I think they're going to get reached. I don't think they're going to get... Oh, maybe. Good stuff, boys. Yeah, I would just have them on fire at will. Just throw, 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 throw. These axemen, I think they're receiving orders to come and catch them from Nowaki. Oh, the last of Jack Attack's forces, though. Coming flooding on forward. Dismounted Forest Era Knights. Solid, yeah, but you don't want to get them shot at, and there's right now there's a lot shooting at them. Reclaimers, though, those axes aren't armor piercing, but they're very high damage, so yeah, that's not going to be fun. Kindred over here rattling into Snaga, yeah, sure. Something's got to deal with it. We're still, yeah, just tearing through them here. Barding marksman, that catapult has been left, yeah, so it was probably for the best not to be shooting at them. Barding herd there, dealing with the last of the swordmasters, and then once that's done, we're in really, but a lot of elite units, and I mean, we don't have like cavalry to rely on as the attackers here to just flood in and start tearing people apart. These are two separate units, of course, of the trolls, so one of them is just sort of ripping through those guys, but it really is a... Oh, the Kindred will kill them. Kindred will kill them there, but they're not going for the Kindred. They really want to finish the Gwathi rock door. And the Iron Watch too. The Iron Watch, of course, I think they'll definitely have a lot more trouble, but with as much damage as the trolls have taken, I think the Iron Watch will beat them fairly comfortably there. But they'll lose a few of their guys, and that will stop them firing. Looks like Stalin's going to be sacrificing this area. The last few of his forces just there trying to hold back the Numenorian assault. Those sentinels just about gone now. Woodland Protectors. Oh, damn it. Yes, that's good. Yeah, that was some nice fire that they were loosing off there. And now they can get out of the way. The Elder Emily Archers can come on in, take their position. This is a beautiful point. Actually, yeah, this is... It's clear that Numenor tried to stop it. He saw what they were doing. He did unload the ammunition he could get on them, but... it didn't end them. Royal Legion of Armenelos standing back here. Just, oh, I suppose, waiting their turn. Something will appear. Pikes. Got these Snagger running through them. Dismounted Forest Era Knights, they're out of there too. How is your fire coming in? Okay, that's looking alright. Wonder what they're going for. Oh, I'm seeing arrow fire coming down. It might be the Elder Emily Spears. Fair enough. You'd want to shoot them in the back or the side though. Right side, not the left. Gwathi Arthedain moving over here. Sentinels 2. Looks like Imladris is going to be taking a fair bit of the responsibility for holding back Dale and Isengard on this flank. But still, so many jabs from the attackers here. Elder River Patrol just out of ammunition there, actually. Oh, maybe they took out their swords just to kill those few axe guard. 22 of them routing off there. That's a bit of a shame. And they shouldn't be coming back. Definitely not with running through the forces there. They'll be goners. Is of course the issue with this sort of defense. You know, if you are totally surrounded, you guys have nowhere to run when they do end up routing. Goodness me. A lot of fire coming in. A bit of friendly fire to the Uruk Hai pikes, but probably worth it if you're landing shots into the Kindred and the Watchers there. So that's okay. You definitely want to bring those guys down at range. Okay, Stalin's actually sending his pikes back, or he's preparing to... Oh, this is the final fallback point. Okay, well, I mean, there's nowhere else to run to. You're done there. It really is a 300 moment, being yeeted down the cliff. So they do have that final point. Looks like Imladris is really going to be shouldering the burden. of that final defense. Those Ironwatch celebrating, but I don't know if I'd be doing that. I'd probably want to get some more distance between me and the approaching enemy. Wait, Gwathi Meridain? Oh, that was Gwathi Arthedain up there. That's okay. Confused myself for a moment. Once again, the forces of Isengard come clashing on in. That'll be it, though. They have not managed to breach this point. Numenor, it's been very bloody. They've still got some Vanguard. The Eldarenway Spears infantry, another unit of Eldarenway Spears standing by. Some archers still with ammunition. I don't know if Numenor can come in here either, but if they just hold their focus long enough, perhaps Dale and Isengard can do something over here. As they still do have some ammo. Ooh, they still, yeah, I bet. But they've got a fair few numbers. Barding herd there, just gonna grab another drink. Picked the battle. There's a, I think it's a 69,000 frame battle, or maybe a 59. Either way, quite a long battle that I'll be doing for the New Year's. It was sent me by Czech Norris, so it's been sitting there for a little while, and I will get to it. So that'll be my New Year's battle. I'll probably record that in a few days. I just need to make sure I'm mentally ready for it. Because yeah, I will as I did last year, I'll get a bit bevved, I'll ramble a lot, and it should be fun. But yeah, I needed like a nice long battle in order to do it full justice. But I'll try and get a few battles played, and hell, there might be something that I end up playing that I'm like, no, this is the one. Definitely. But we'll see. Either way, it should be a good time. March Wardens waiting their turn here. Armor upgraded, so you know, hey, they'll certainly do something in melee. If they pick their fight well, I mean they'll slice through a good few of the Dalian spears. That's without doubt. But something more menacing will chew them to pieces. Dalian paladins here. Oh, Mithril Guard up against Dalian paladins could be a lot of fun. That is the Arthedain general fall, and you can see the wardens in the north are dropping like flies now on this end. As the elves see to them. I think that's it. That's the last of Arthedain, and Bloodbath still has, yeah, I think that's probably Arthedain admitting defeat there. Fair enough. He has definitely expended his resources. Over here, 35 Uruk Hai infantry. It's fair enough for Bloodbath just to hold the position. I don't think Nawaki's going to allow him to do that though. He's going to charge down and face up against him. But sometimes if you know you can't get through a position, you're better off just waiting. Just having your guys sit there, because it means the enemy still has to, you know, dedicate troops to staring at you. You know, and if they ever take something off that line, maybe you can come forward then. But you're just you're helping your allies just by being a present force there. I do often encourage people to be very aggressive and really try to push their lanes, we'll say. But no, sometimes the better option and the more helpful option for your teammates is just to stare them down. Because it just means that the enemy cannot kill you and then move on with all of their remaining forces and all of their fully focused micro attention. Now these men are celebrating. I hope they don't celebrate too long, because they might end up getting shot at. Actually, no. There's nothing to shoot at them apart from these archers are moving up. I was thinking that the archers would want to just stay and watch for them to attack from that position, but doesn't look like it. Reclaimers moving over here, taking a bit of fire from the Barding Marksmen. We will have armor-piercing fire from the Blackshot Dragon Slayers. Absolutely beautiful bows they have. I don't know if I don't know, maybe there's a video on YouTube of like some sort of crossed bow like that. I do wonder if something like that could be in any way effective. I don't know. I could see it working. I couldn't see it being too much more effective than a standard bow, of course, but it's nice that we do have these sort of little cool fantasy elements. That's, you know, it's the thing that so many people like about like Tolkien's universe, or at least the modern interpretation of Tolkien's universe is it is pretty grounded in comparison to so many other fantasy universes out there. It feels a lot more realistic, which is, it makes it a lot easier to delve into it and to lose yourself in the world. So, but we can allow ourselves a few kind of weird and wonderful things, and that's something that I love so much about Silmarillion Total War. Because we're in the first stage, things are a bit more crazy, things are a bit more fantastical, and yeah, that's cool. It's nice to sort of jump between the Force and Song for that desire. But no, these paladins, as powerful as they are, there's the Iron Watch, which is a 2-hit point unit. It's no match for them, but you know, it's taken them a long time to chew their way through that. Their claimers are there, big ol' axes cracking on down into their armor. It's they don't have too much backup, only a few of these remaining barding marksmen, and then they will be gone. Over here as well, just a few marksmen, especially with that armor upgrade. They would be quite a good match for the March Wardens, but being outnumbered, you know, over 3 to 1 there, they're not going to make it. Oh no, is that? I didn't see. Oh right, no, I just see a big rout from Dale. That is one of the forces broken and routing there, but it wasn't Steelbow Ranger just yet. I think he is going to fight to the last, as best he can. Over here, do we have? Nope, the Numenorians are still clashing away. It could have been, I think it was maybe Bloodbath McGrath after he lost his final unit there. Yeah, I think so. So we still have the Numenorian push here. A few very better, you know, few better men, the best that men really can be, clashing away with the elves. But that incredibly, what's it? It's a staunch line of spears or something like that. Is going to be holding out up against the Royal Guard. Still got a little bit of fire by the looks of it. Don't know where it's coming from. There might be a little archer unit or something like that hiding, but I'm seeing the occasional arrow. It might just be a raindrop. It's rained and rained all the way through this goddamn battle. What nice. I think it's just because it's winter and I feel cold. I just want some nice sunny battles. But every battle is like doom and gloom and misty and foggy and rainy and thundery. It's a damn shame. Give me some sunshine, boys. But yeah. Blackshot Dragon Slayers in guard mode there. I don't know, I think you're maybe better off just taking out your big old swords and slicing these guys down. But they will perish either way, unfortunately. Over there, Kindred dealing with the last few forces, and yeah, coming in for a backstab against those Dragon Slayers. This way, sentries, yeah, they're coming in to finish off the Numenorians. We'll probably settle ourselves over here. Nice little golden group behind us. Deary me, there's been a lot of corpses down this valley. But yeah, it's certainly a tough one. I think that, yeah, when you get elves and dwarves working together on a defense, it can be, especially like Lothlorien or Mirkwood working with Khazad, it can be horrendously difficult to score a victory. You know, these dwarves are going to be so good, and all of their kind of negatives are perfectly made up for by somebody like Lothlorien or Mirkwood. And this is, of course, you've got to have a good team that works together to benefit from this. But if you do, and these boys definitely did work well together, it can be almost impossible to bust that open. So it was a tough fight for sure. Of course, we saw there were a few extra ways in that they could have come down, but that would have probably added another 10,000 frames to the setup of this battle. And, you know, people maybe don't want to wait that long. It's fair enough. I do totally understand it. And that's why I think having a very nice, quick army on this map could be quite interesting. Just to see where and how you could be pressuring. I think it was maybe Godhalin that were opening up, and that's the arrow fire I was seeing. The Vanguard, I think they're, yeah, I don't know if there's anything they can really do, so they'll probably just remain there. Jump 2 times speed for a sec. But yeah, yeah, I think the Vanguard are just sort of waiting it out at this time, unfortunately. But yeah, so maybe coming in a few extra areas, but the only reason for that was just time, so I totally get that. Of course, that catapult did quite nicely. Well, actually, we should be able to see the kills of the catapult. Maybe it didn't get as many as I thought it did, but it did land some nice hits, for sure. And that was just people feeling a little bit too confident, and that's the thing that I really do like to push for, is just make your attackers feel very uncomfortable. Don't make them feel safe, because if an attacker feels safe and he feels he can take his time, it gives him a lot of power. These Sons of the Fallen, I think that, yeah, we needed to get them countered a little bit better in the early stages. They racking up like over 400 kills. That's so good. But like, yeah, we should have tried to get that done differently. And smash them down with something AP, or even just using javelins. Even if you've got to get javelins right in their face, it's not great, but maybe that would have been worth it. And the catapult, yeah, over 300, right? So it's not like monumental, but it's pretty damn good. I think that they can be quite happy with that. Especially considering it was primarily like alien humans, who are pretty good quality. They're not fodder by any stretch. Nawaki there, yeah, as I say, Thanatos and Nawaki, obviously, they work very well together. They fight very nicely, and in every battle has been a defense so far that I've seen, but they do that well, and I'm all up for that, because I don't really like playing defense, so the more people that are willing to play defense, great. I always enjoy being an attacker much more. But yeah, the boys did good. That was very, very nice to see. And Stalin, yeah, he mixed it up. He held his positions very well, and of course he did sort of battle up against the Numenorians for most of that. So his kill count wouldn't have been quite as tremendous, but no, he had a lot of his sort of nice stuff left too. So if the attackers did have much steam left, he could have squashed it. Bloodbath there, I did like the double trolls. It was pretty cool, and I think it definitely did well. Like, he came in there, he shut down the Gwathi rock door, he slammed right on through that position. Yeah, no, super. I thought it was pretty baller. Voshek, no, I think that was fine. In all, I can't think of anything really different in terms of the army composition. Yeah, like probably a bit earlier to use the shield guard is the only thing. Or shield bearer. Yeah, no shield guard. They are shield guard. Yeah, they could have been a nice thing to sort of counter the Sons of the Fallen. They could have brought the Sons of the Fallen down a little bit earlier, maybe not. They did get used, and they did some decent damage when they did get used, so that was fair. Jack Attack had a tough fight ahead of him, just with the amount of armor that was up against that he had to break through. Yeah, Arthedain in a siege. Arthedain in a field battle, very, very good, because they just have such great cavalry. But no, in this sort of scenario, it was difficult, and getting through all those dwarves and heavily armored elves is just, it was going to be bad from the start, and he did the best he could. Nabist and Steelwar Ranger, I think they definitely did work side by side very, very nicely. Did some good damage in the wider space. Of course, a little bit too confident when that catapult came down toward them. But they reacted to it nicely. They did shuffle themselves around before it did too much damage, and pull themselves back a wee bit as well. So no, I don't think. I think it was generally just the armies on display today. We had dwarves, we had Lothlorien, we had Imladris, all very good in a defensive situation here. Maybe had we had a bit more EP on the attack, that could have changed things. But I never like to say, oh, the armies were chosen wrong, because people want to play the factions that they enjoy. And certain factions are always going to be stronger in certain situations, and they're always going to be better against other factions. But a poor choice of faction played well is always going to be better than the perfect faction played poorly. And I think everybody did. They used the tools they had well. It just didn't work out today. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one.